Good morning. My name is Tim Raglin, and I'm one of the luckiest people in this room. You might think that's an odd thing for a quadriplegic in a wheelchair to say. Well, let's start at the beginning. 9 years ago, on a summer long weekend, I was hanging out at my parents' cottage with some friends and family. It was a hot day, so I decided to go for a swim. I dove off the end of my parents' dock, which is the same one I've been diving off of since I was a little boy. Only this time the water was a little shallow, and I didn't account for this, and I hit my head on the bottom. I remember floating face down in the water, looking at the sandy bottom, which was only a few feet away. And I was thinking, wow, that was dumb. I couldn't move, and I knew right away what had happened. Now, you think an accident like that would be a negative thing, but it turned into something positive as well. From that moment on, the right people with the right abilities were there. From the moment I was discovered floating in the water through all the stages of recovery to right now sitting in front of you, someone was there. Paramedics, nurses, personal support workers, doctors, friends, and of course, my wife, Natalie, my angel, have all looked after me while I've endured countless UTIs, pressure sores, kidney stones, cellulitis, and so on. My friends and family have supported me by renovating my house and making the beach at the cottage accessible. Everyone helped me create a new life. So this is why I'm lucky. About 2 years ago, Natalie was handed a document about a new surgical procedure being done in the United States, whereby a group of nerves from a functioning part of a person's body was transplanted to an area that was not functioning. I asked my rehab doctor, Dr. Vidya Srinivasan, about it, and she referred me to plastic surgeon Dr. Kirsty Boyd, who it turns out had mentored under Dr. Susan McKinnon, the Canadian-born surgeon who pioneered the technique in St. Louis, Missouri. The operation had never been done in Canada, but Dr. Boyd and Dr. Gerald Wolfe conducted various tests to determined that I was a candidate for the surgery. So again, I was luckily to be eligible. In February 2015, I had the surgery. A Canadian first nerve transfer of this nature. Yes, a Canadian first. In a nutshell, they took the nerves that triggered my bicep muscle and transplanted them to a part of my arm that activates the muscles that close my fingers and my thumb. So when I moved my bicep muscle, my fingers would close. Another group of nerves would be taken from the muscles that trigger wrist supination, which is that, and attached to muscles that would open my fingers and thumb. So when I twist my wrist to the outside, my fingers and thumb would open. Everything went according to plan, and I was home the next day, and life more or less resumed. The nerves had to regrow to their new homes on different muscles. Apparently, nerves regrow at a pace of approximately 1 millimeter a day, and I had about 30 centimeters of nerve to regrow. 1 year later, my occupational therapist, Tina, saw a minor twitch out of one of my fingers. This was exciting because it was triggered by me. My fingers have since started to move more and more each month, and I'm now at the point where I can hold a toothbrush or a shaver and this stylus. People have to place these devices in my hands, but it's my fingers that are holding them. I'm also able to hold eating utensils with a special foam around them to make sure that make them larger and easier for me to grasp. And I anticipate the day will come when I'll be able to open a refrigerator and grab a drink for myself. This would not be possible without the research and care I received from the staff at the Ottawa Hospital, many of whom are here this morning, and many doctors who understood the importance of supporting this hospital and ultimately helping me regain my independence and my life. And this is why I'm one of the luckiest people in this room. Thank you.